You know, I'm going to let you in on a wee bit of truth from me. I was actually considering packing this video creation business in. But then I see Cyberpunk 2077 has had another delay. Despite promises from CD Projekt Red to the contrary, the game having gone gold, which now I don't believe it actually went gold in the first place. Typically when a game's finished it doesn't need a further delay for testing, that doesn't make any sense. And they've said that, oh, we're doing this because we've got 9 versions of the game to test on all these different machines. Fair enough. You've not been doing that up until now. So which version have you been making and just sort of ignoring the rest? I hate to say this, but I think Cyberpunk, maybe about a year ago, should have said, look, there won't be a base PS4 or Xbox One version. You will have to own an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro and above to play this game. That's what they should have done. Because I think they're having real issues with the base Xbox One and the PS4 versions of this game. Real issues. In fact, you know what? I can't wait to see how they turn out. I am dying to see how awful they are going to be. They're going to be like 480i Chaser or something along those lines, going at like 22 FPS, or half the game's going to be missing. Remember when Perfect Dark came out for the N64 and they basically said, if you don't have the expansion pass for this, good luck playing any of it. Yeah, I can see it being something as dreadful as that. And now we're coming to a point where the game's been delayed that many times. I wish they'd went down the road of Dying Light 2. It's just been it's been indefinitely delayed. Bye, and then you never hear from them again. But I'd rather that. I'd rather it slipped out of public conscience rather than this constant rabble of, oh, it's coming out then, oh no it's not, oh it's coming out then, oh no it's not, and it's, oh man, it's so annoying. Now the people have been sending the devs death threats. I mean, come on, get a grip, what's wrong with you people? We've already discussed this crap. How do you think that's going to help? Oh, we're going to kill yous now. You're like, well, I'm not making, see this game, you're not getting a hot-date then. People are becoming insufferable. I hate to say it, they become absolutely insufferable, and I just can't be arsed with them anymore. And I think the reputation of CD Projekt Red might have been slightly damaged a wee bit here, and I think that's got a lot in part to do with their marketing department saying, oh, be out here, yes, oh, another 6-month delay. I now think it's not coming out this year at all. And I'm not the only one. I was talking to a couple of folk and working about this. Oh, okay, Cyberpunk get delayed again. It's not coming out this year, is it? Probably not, no. In fact, it's actually got more chance of being delayed now than actually being released. And I wouldn't be surprised if CG Projekt Red just said, well, this was an idea we've been trying the last 12 years. It doesn't actually exist as a game. It's just a troll, lol. It's just a big April Fool's prank, lol. You're like, oh my Jesus. Get a grip of yourselves. Stop saying it's going to be out, then delaying it, then saying it, definitely no more delays. Oh, here comes another delay. And it's literally only been weeks since the game went gold. It hasn't went gold. Can't have. Can't be finished and then need further testing. That's not how a finished product works. Once it's finished, it's finished. Alright, they could update it and patch it from here to Timbuk 2, but you get the point. I don't think it's a finished game at all. I don't think it ever went gold. I think they just said that to appease folk, to go, look, we mean what we say. And now people are like, no you don't. Better not to have said anything at all than sort of perpetuated this constant delay and lie of it getting released. I don't think it's going to come out this year. I'll be surprised if it does. It's turning into, well, it's not quite as bad as Duke Nukem Forever. People look like a Duke Nukem Forever, that was 12 years. Alright, it's been about 8 years, so it's no far off the mark. But someone said that it's like, in that time, like Naughty Dog have released like 5 games or something like that. And that it's like Uncharted 4, Last of Us 2, Uncharted Lost Legacy. It's like they've done all that in that time. Alright, CD Projekt Red have released Witcher 3 and that was phenomenal. I never get into it, but people tell me it's phenomenal, so it's phenomenal, right? People say it's phenomenal, it is. People say it's not phenomenal, it's not. It's the collective that matters, remember? That's why people go to fucking Metacritic and all that shit. Anyway, I'm just, yeah. Thought I'd come on here, rant and rave for a minute or two. Try to make it sound comical. Failed. Well, you win some, you lose even more than you think, don't you? Well, that's true for me anyway, so... Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Will this see a Christmas release? Will it not? It probably should have been a next-gen only game, never mind Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. Yeah, but the base machine versions, I can't wait. My son's got one. He's got a base PS4, not base PS4, sorry, a base Xbox One. I'm just going to can we just load this on this? I want to see what it looks like. I need to know what it looks like. It's going to look like an N64 game in it. It's going to look like Body Harvest on the N64. You're going to jump into that motor, and it's just going to be a sea of squares and absolutely fuck all textures. The textures will load in within like an hour of you getting to the next area, so everybody's going to look like they're made of polystyrene or plasticine or plaster of Paris. Remember plaster of Paris? Where you make the wee moulds and and then you could paint them poorly. We all miss plaster of Paris, plaster of shite, man. Like, so I don't know. It's killed my excitement. It really has. It's just excitement's. It's in the tank, it's in the trunk, it's in the boot, it's in the toilet, it's in the bowl, baby. It's been flushed around the U-bin, it's covered in poo. But I'll still buy the game because of course I will. I mean, you could probably wait another 3 years for this title to come out, but people have said, well, I'm going to cancel my pre-order, and you know what, fair enough. Because I can understand the hype being damaged through this total nonsense rate of it's not getting released, it is, it isn't, it is, it isn't. It's like, what? I mean, what are we actually going to be seeing here when this game releases? Is it going to be like Perfect Dark on Xbox 360? God, I hope no. Alright, that wasn't a terrible game, but it wasn't good either. That's the last thing that's the last thing CD Projekt Red want, is this game to come out and flop because it's crap. And the danger is now that the hype train has reached so far into the stratosphere that it can't but not disappoint now. You're never going to be wholly satisfied with it, no matter what it does. You're going to be like, it's not quite as good as I thought it was going to be. See, it's just going to happen. You've hit your heights with your hype train, your hype. What's a better analogy? Probably look like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory with his glass ceiling and his glass elevator, and it's been right through that fucking ceiling, and it's on its way to Pluto right now. Is the hype, but for some folk, it's it's in the dirt, and that's fair enough. I can totally get by that. I agree with that. My hype's been diminished quite considerably, but I think I've done that deliberately. I would say maybe a wee bit subconsciously, but I have deliberately pulled back from this title because, well, it might not actually appear now. Like, Dying Light 2 might not appear. They've said nothing. Okay, I think it's good to keep your fan base and your customer base updated. Maybe saying nothing's not the best idea, but saying too much is also a really bad way to go, because they feel like, oh, this game's going to be the best. Well, I'd rather have a fixed game than a broken heap of crap. And people keep saying this from, was it Miyamoto from Nintendo that said that? I wonder how old that quote is. Because he's probably come from a 90s perspective where that was actually true. You couldn't patch a SNES game or a Mega Drive game once it was printed to the cart. And if it was duff, it was forever duff. It's not the case now. It's not the case now. That's not true. I'd rather they didn't release a busted product. But at the same time, they can make it better over time. I mean, had Cyberpunk come out in spring when it was supposed to, like April, and it probably ran at maybe a sort of 30 sub 30 FPS, but it looked great, and generally overall people liked the experience. Would that have been better than this constant delaying of things? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Well ask yourself, Craggs. Ask yourself another question. Should you continue in this boring life? I got a bit dark rather quickly. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, continue doing what I'm doing now. 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 Continue doing what I'm doing Don't really know if I want to. I think 2 views in the last video kinda it secured my unhappiness a little bit. Maybe a little bit too much. So I think the effort in these videos is going to get in the toilet a wee bit because I just can't be bothered. For 2 people to see it, come on, you'd be the same. Anyway, I've been a fucking bore probably, and see you all later. Bye.
And I thought my jokes were bad.